What's going on, everybody? I just wanted to bring forth a quick video kind of updating you on the aftermath of the Water Codes event, the Codes of the Water light language transmission, which was between me and 3 other high vibe spiritual folk, Amber French, Jamie Ong, and Kay Nguyen, okay? And so this was a light language activation that we did yesterday. Bringing forth, kind of like heralding back the memories and knowledge and consciousness of the past civilizations of Earth so that we can reintegrate it into this present self and help with our ascension journey, right? At least that's one aspect, right? You can watch the full video of my ad about the purpose of this event. Now, so I just wanted to fill y'all in on some cool synchronicities, so to speak, surrounding this, okay? So first of all, this was on the full moon, and these guys, I didn't plan this. This was Jamie and Amber, I believe, chose the day, or just Jamie. But anyway, it happened to be full moon, May 23rd, and Sagittarius full moon, and so it was almost in Scorpio, which would have been cool because 3 of us are Scorpio, right? We're mystical folk. Often seems to be the paradigm for Scorpios. But so it was full moon, so potent day already. As you know, tides are at their peak when the moon is full. So the highest high tides and the lowest low tides is what you find for all of you nautical folk out there, seafaring folk. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2 is that I learned the next day that this was actually Wesak. This is like the Buddhist holiday, basically. This is the one that put Buddhist holidays on the map. As far as I know, it's the only Buddhist holiday that I've heard of, I want to say. But anyway, it commemorates the Buddha's enlightenment as well as his birth. It's just kind of like an all-in-one center, is my understanding. Okay, I don't celebrate Buddhist holidays, I just do the Buddhism. Okay, which is commendable, you could say. Anyway, so that's super cool, confluence, right? So this morning, the morning of the event, it's at 9 a.m., I don't know why I keep doing that. I usually wear glasses, so I think it kind of something. Anyway, so the morning of, now a torrential downpour began like not too long before, and such that I went out my morning walk with an umbrella, and just pouring rain, and it stopped maybe like 10 minutes before the event. Okay, so number 1, Codes of the Water. It's already starting, and during the event, one of our folks, Kay Nguyen, she specifically mentioned bringing through rain dragons. And I thought this was hilarious in light of that torrential downpour. Not just water dragons, but rain dragons specifically. And one of the participants actually mentioned having rain begin during the event and just persisting throughout the entirety of it. Okay, so there was some weird rain events going on. And even for us after the fact, we went out after, do some chiropractor stuff. We went to celebrate with lunch at Five Guys, and while we were there, torrential downpour again, just out of the blue, such that we're like, oh, now I didn't plan for this. Now we're gonna get soaked going to the car, bringing our food home to eat it there, and we actually we turned into our street, and we actually got trapped in a flash flood because our street apparently loves to back up. So there's actually it was trapped in 4 feet of water. So it's up to the windows, basically. We had to climb out the window, put our stuff on the roof for a second, get all our legs all wet, trying to get back to the lawn, because we're pretty close to our apartment at this point. Yeah. And so yeah, we we summoned the water dragons, we summoned a torrential downpour, and my girlfriend's car is destroyed. Okay, so but we're not sad about this. This isn't like a devastating thing. It is on the surface, but we're both spiritual folk. We've been in the game for long enough to know that it wasn't weird. Everything that we've been experiencing up until now was okay, this car, it was time for the car to go for spiritual reasons, to bring in the new, okay, to bring in new situations. Okay, we're not worried. We're not afraid. All right, sorry, I'm shifting position. We're not afraid. And thankfully, it wasn't like a new car. This was like a 20-year-old like Ford Taurus. Ford Taurus? Something. It's a zodiac sign. Isn't that funny? Opposite Scorpio. Cool. Taurus. Yeah, so cool water events transpired in a very like rain dance kind of way. Like I never thought much of rain dance, but like if you think about it, it's collective consciousness, right? There's a potent container of beings, of consciousnesses gathered together towards a singular aim. And just like I said in my ad video, that was kind of that's an underlying premise where we were blessing the Earth's water for well-being of the Earth's water resources in the future going forward, right? Because as it stands, they're often abused or degenerating, either way. And so yeah, the rain dance effect, that seemed to occur. It did occur very blatantly, undeniably. But so that's cool, okay, right? So as far as the transmissions go, this light language is new to me. As easy as it is for me to do, I'm not attuned to knowing what it means yet. Some people can translate it as they're speaking it, like Light Codes by Lara. She does that. I think Jamie does it too. Usually I want to say she's in her like zone. She's doing like a guided meditation sort of vibe. I think she brings through channeled messages as well during. My girlfriend Amber does as well, but I haven't gotten to that point yet. I'm training it. It did actually kind of activate a bit during the transmission. I could kind of feel different sources of the source of the channeling. And so I don't feel it yet, but so it's important for me to get feedback from psychics who can like, or just people who are open, who experience profound effects from it. Okay, and there's been several feedback since then on my random light languages that I'm doing that it does have an effect, a profound effect. So anyway, but during this transmission, both Jamie and a participant commented on what I brought through, and they were very struck by it. They definitely felt different. There was different distinct vibrations that I brought through, and one of them felt like a very master type presence, like an ascended master, or like a even just a terrestrial guru type vibe. And I thought that was super cool because part of my core intention with this transmission was to bring forth like kind of like the presence and consciousness and the wisdom of like the sages of Atlantis, in particular like Thoth the Atlantean, Hermes Trismegistus, who was an incarnation of that being. And so if you buy the transmission and you watch it to receive all the light codes, you'll hear Jamie's cool like exposition on what that was like, and how it was a very powerful like guru presence that made you like want to just like kind of chill and be peacefully listening and just like receiving it, kind of like a namaste satsang sort of vibe. So that was one of the energies that I brought through, and yeah, there was like distinct differences apparently that even so at least two people could comment on, like independently be like, yeah, I could feel that. It was very noticeable. All right, so anyway, that was cool for me to like get that feedback, because frankly I had performance anxiety while I was doing it. But yeah, it worked. Okay, so yeah, the rain dance effect, some cool experiences for me. It was cool. Each participant we have our own style and of doing the light codes. So it was cool to see that and kind of feel what it feels like to do a live collaboration event like that and step more into a role of an officiator, somebody who's more in a leadership position. All right, so I definitely want to like get into doing more of that. I want to do webinars with you guys, and I'll advertise here if I host any webinars of my own, like maybe more in line with the spiritual philosophy stuff. But I'll definitely be doing more light code events in the future. It's definitely like a potent it's the meditation of the future, guys. It's a way to progress beyond basic meditation. Okay? So I don't know if there was anything else cool I wanted to mention. Let me check my notes real quick. So we mentioned Westsock, we mentioned the cool torrential rains. Oh yeah, and like a bunch of cool synchronicities occurred after too. Like I met neighbors I'd never seen before. Obviously everyone's like coming out of their houses to witness the lone car that's submerged in the road. Only one, guys. Ours was specially chosen to be submerged. But yeah, no, I felt weird the rest of the day, basically. I think that's the only remaining thing. Howdy.
Hi.
I've been talking about you here and there.
Me?
Watch out for the microphone.
Where is it?
We don't want to kiss into it.
Yes, we do. Everyone deserves some loving.
Yeah, all the electronic equipment deserves love too. That's an unalome, by the way. That's like a Buddhist symbol, I believe, in origin. I don't know if it's the Mahayana Buddhists or Thailand Buddhists or whatever, but yeah, we were just closing out here. I was just mentioning like synchronicities that occurred kind of during the day after the Water Codes event. Obviously, I touched on the main ones of like the torrential rain and the.
I'm typically right on time with things, even if I'm not here. So I'll just tell y'all how I felt on my walk.
Proceed.
I'm sweating so much. I walked a lot. And I feel like just the blood pumping through my body and moving through my body. Like I feel so much flow. And I feel like that's what it's about. It's about going with the flow. You know what I mean? And like allowing that flow to just move through your body. And like even now as I talk about it, I can feel this stream of energy going up one side of my body and then down this side of my body. And I feel so good. And I just feel like my mind is bigger than any circumstance at the end of the day. And I was walking with that in mind. Like I imagined, like I used the power of my mind and my visualization. Here's the trick though, you have to feel it. Speak about water codes, speak about water flowing. Like you have to feel it. And if it takes an event where your car is full submersion in water and you're literally drowning for you to feel it, like clearly, like there's a lack of self-awareness there, you know? So it's important to be aware of those things and be aware of what you value and have integrity in regards to your own values. What does it even mean to have integrity? I think it means to speak and act in unison with that which you value. That's what integrity is. And feeling as though you have integrity goes hand in hand with your self-respect and your self-worth. I think self-respect comes from acting on your self-worth. And when that becomes a habit and you have a lot of clarity on your values, then that is when you feel as though you are someone who has integrity. And these moments of recognizing when you're drowning and when you're submerged, literally in sewage, you know, that's part of what having integrity is. Integrity isn't feeling like you have to ignore the shit. Integrity is acting in a way that you value even when you're drowning in shit. Because sometimes things just aren't the way you want them to be. And if you allow yourself to illusion yourself with positive thinking in the form of spiritual bypassing instead of true flow, then there's a lack of vibrational integrity there. You know what I mean? So I was walking and I've been having a whole day of vibrational accountability in terms of my flow. And I imagined me bigger than my problems. And I imagined, like, I just let it flow though. Like I let it flow exactly as what it was. I didn't try to make it anything different than what it was. I just changed the way I oriented myself within the truth of how I was feeling. And that's how I was able to actually change that feeling. So I'm not sure what he said. I'm sure it's about accountability in synchronistic events, but in regards to moving forward after something goes some type of way in a synchronistic event, there can be things that are synchronistically bad, right? But where's your integrity in that? What do you value? What are these circumstances showing you that you actually value? That's what these types of things come to you for, because if you've attracted that much contrast, there's a huge opportunity there for you. Within contrast, there's clarity of what you don't want and what you do want. So if something like really unwanted happens, sure, you can be like, this fucking sucks, you know? But what do you have clarity about now? I'm sure what you value and your clarity around what you value just fucking exploded, and that is a resource. So have integrity towards your values through honoring the things that you don't like. The least you can do is give it the attention of your awareness. And when you actually allow yourself to flow, when you allow yourself to breathe, when you allow the blood to flow through your body by moving your body, even in the midst of negative emotion, instead of allowing yourself to stagnate, that's when that clarity can actually come in. But when you sit with it and try to push against it because it's something that you don't want, that's when it stays. That's what they mean when they say what you resist persists. It seems counterintuitive, but it's really not. Your brain's a tool. It's trying to do you a favor. Those intrusive thoughts that are just like, nah, it's literally trying to tell you like, hey, this feels bad because something you value is being challenged. So what is it? Listen. If you can't quiet your mind, be the observer. That's what meditation is. That's what allowing those thoughts to flow without identification really is. You learn a lot about yourself by sitting in that space of non-judgment. But if you're sitting with yourself from a space of judgment and preference, which these things are temporary, you know? Like, obviously have your preference. That's why the feelings are there. You know what I mean? But if you don't allow yourself to have that unbiased moment of like, okay, what's the circumstance? How did I feel about it, right? If you don't allow yourself to have that moment, you don't actually have any self-awareness, because you will delicately lie to yourself to tell yourself what you need to feel like the thing is in order to garner your self-worth, because you have no clue how to develop it, because you have no integrity. Integrity starts with vibrational accountability and emotional accountability, in that matter. Emotion, energy in motion. What's vibration? Energy. It's science, it's math, it's language. It all makes sense, I promise. So you just start by being honest. And that honest might just literally be you being like, this is literally a crock of stinking shit. But how can you know that it needs to be cleaned if you don't allow yourself to see it first? So.
Or smell it.
Exactly, though. Like, do you ever just look at someone and they're like talking about something and everyone in the room knows they're full of shit except for that person, and it's almost impressive? You know what I mean? Like, it's like that. Like, life is like that philosophically. You know, we all think our shit don't stink, right? But it does.
Outhouse style, yeah.
It does, though. And that's literally okay. It's okay to recognize something you don't like. But what you doing with it? Not just about it, but with it. Which includes what you're doing about it. But what are you doing with it? How are you relating to it in your mind?
Transform it.
How is that affecting your trajectory of your day, of your thoughts, of your energies? These are things that, if you want to have even the slightest hope of developing any type of mental fortitude and control, you have to start at honesty first. Otherwise, you're just going to build really great platforms that are on sand, because then every single time something shifts, it's going to fall down like a house of cards. Doesn't matter how strong you build those pillars. If your foundation isn't solid in honesty and integrity, it will be for naught. And you will notice at some point and wonder where you went wrong. And I'm telling you, it's the lack of honesty with your own self. So, thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Yay! Perfect timing. We're almost out of memory here. Is that it? Yeah. Yeah, I just had an energy headache basically the rest of the day from like all the energy. So Kundalini sickness, that's what we call that. Anyway, thank you for joining, and I hope you liked this overview of the aftermath of the Water Codes event, which you can still sign up to, I'm pretty sure, using the link below and the discount code. And yeah, see you guys next time. Peace out. Absorb the kiss in the heart.